Here I am, a woman who for more than a century is entitled to vote, who's able to receive a quality education, who's not limited in workforce participation, and most importantly, who feels safe. I wish that every woman across the world could claim the same, so we could say, female quota, what would we need that for? Unfortunately, despite society's efforts for equality, this is not true for most women. According to the statistics of the United Nations, women across 65 countries worldwide are still exposed to human trafficking, extreme poverty, and gender-based discrimination, such as being denied from the participation in the labor force, as well as the political power. Though this does not mean that these issues are absent in other countries. As an example, let's look at Latvia and Morocco. Women make up only 1/4 of Latvian parliament, and in Morocco, one female minister is in its cabinet. Quite contradicting to the directive about countries. Not convinced? Let's connect the statistics with a closer sample of people, the students in this class. In class 3A, we're a total of 8 women. If we were to disperse all of us across the world, only 3 of us would be employed, 2 of us would have not completed primary education, moreover 3 of us would have been sexually assaulted at least once in our lifetime. Thankfully, we live in a country where equal rights do mean equal opportunities, and where the female quota is both voluntarily and legislatively applied to corporate decisions. But what is female quota? Well, almost 2 decades ago, countries in Europe began to take temporary measures to increase the gender diversity of corporate boards. Men and women came together to fight for equal human rights. But some shouted loud and clear, "It is unfair. This is not the solution. You're being discriminatory and unreasonable." However, it's not an act of discrimination. It is to compensate for the already existing discrimination. A bad compromise that's a necessity in modern world. A quota that should be enforced on all corporate boards globally to inspire women to be a part of global leadership and political power. Do you want to tell the future women that they're going to be victims of structural barriers and discriminatory laws towards achieving their dreams? Or do you want to empower them and change the world? If you have doubts, let me present you the opportunities that have been provided to the countries that have successfully adopted quotas of gender diversity. Firstly, having more women in leadership positions counters the negative stigma and the unconscious biases that we as humans have inherited from our ancestors. It is no secret that most corporate boards have an invisible men-only sign towering above them. So, if we can unbury the cultural differences of people, why not break the pipelines of hiring people of the same kind and expand the search? Change your ideal from male leaders to leaders of appropriate skills and qualification. Secondly, the increased representation of women on boards improves overall governance and decision making. Countries such as Norway have admitted that having an equal distribution of genders in leadership has made risk management more effective, increased the quality of management monitoring, as well as added skill in areas of government relations and HR. This is a serious issue that shattered the hope of men and women across the world. You and I know that if we do not impose quotas in countries such as Lebanon, women will never earn the same money, nevertheless make any decisions of the country, or have the chance to make the country a better place for the future generations. Lastly, research has proven that the diversity measurements appear to be a bad thing only to those who were unfamiliar with the quota. This makes me hopeful, as we, the new generation, only must open our eyes to understand that gender stereotyping is forming our cultural and working environment. And as English statesman Edmund Burke said, All that is needed for the forces of evil to triumph is for good men and women to do nothing. So let's do something. Let's enforce the female quota to all corporate boards globally. Let's fix the countries where equal rights do not mean equal opportunities. Because if not us, then who? If not now, then when? Thank you.